There is a brown bottle that costs about $1 and sits forgotten in most medicine cabinets, and it can replace a whole shelf of cleaning and household products. Hydrogen peroxide, the plain 3% kind from any pharmacy. I am going to give you 15 genuinely useful things it does. But I am also going to do something most videos with this title will not. I am going to tell you the 2 things people commonly use it for that you should actually stop doing, because the old advice on those was wrong, and one of them can genuinely hurt you. So stay to the end, because the safety part matters more than the list. First, what it is, and the one rule that makes it work. Hydrogen peroxide is water with an extra oxygen atom, and that extra oxygen is what makes it bubble and break down stains, germs, and grime. The plain brown bottle from the store is a 3% solution, and 3% is the only kind you should be using around the house. It comes in a dark bottle for a reason. Light breaks it down, so keep it in its bottle and do not pour it into a clear spray container for long-term storage. Now the uses. 1. Disinfecting hard surfaces. Pour or spray 3% peroxide onto countertops. Let it sit a few minutes, and wipe. It is a solid, everyday surface disinfectant. 2. Sanitizing cutting boards after raw meat. After washing the board, spray it with peroxide, let it bubble for a few minutes, and rinse. Good for that specific high-germ moment. 3. Whitening laundry instead of chlorine bleach. A cup of peroxide added to a white load brightens and helps lift stains, and it is gentler than chlorine bleach. Always spot test, because it can lighten colored fabric. That is the whole point of it. 4. Lifting organic stains like blood, sweat, and underarm yellowing. Dab it on, let it work, then launder. Test a hidden spot first on anything colored. 5. Cleaning the toilet bowl. Pour some in, let it sit 15 minutes, scrub, and flush. It cleans and brightens without the harsh chlorine smell. 6. Sanitizing sponges and dishcloths, the germiest things in your kitchen. Soak them in peroxide, then rinse. 7. Cleaning the refrigerator. Spray the inside, wipe, and it cleans and disinfects without leaving a chemical smell near your food. 8. Whitening grout. Make a paste with baking soda and peroxide. Scrub it into the grout lines with an old toothbrush, let it sit, and rinse. This one genuinely impresses people. 9. Tackling mold and mildew on hard surfaces. Like vinegar, peroxide kills many common surface molds. Spray, let it sit, scrub. Same limits as always. This is for small surface spots, not a serious infestation. 10. Cleaning glass and mirrors to a streak-free shine. Spray it on, wipe it off. 11. Disinfecting toothbrush holders and similar grimy bathroom items. Soak them, rinse them. 12. Cleaning humidifiers and dehumidifier tanks, where mildew loves to grow. Run some through, scrub, rinse well. 13. Brightening dingy white shoes and rubber soles, with a paste of peroxide and baking soda scrubbed on. 14. Removing carpet stains, on light-colored carpet only, with a spot test first, because it can bleach. Apply blot, rinse. 15. Disinfecting trash cans and other grimy containers, sprayed down and wiped out. Now the 2 things to stop doing, and this is the most important part of the whole video. Number 1. Stop pouring hydrogen peroxide on cuts and wounds. I know, this is the thing it was most famous for, the bubbling on a scraped knee. But the medical guidance changed, and for good reason. That bubbling is peroxide reacting with your tissue, and it does not just kill germs. It also damages the healthy new cells your body is trying to use to heal, which can actually slow your healing and irritate the wound. The current advice for a minor cut is gentle. Rinse it with clean water, wash around it with mild soap, and cover it. Skip the peroxide. So this is a case where the old kitchen wisdom is genuinely outdated, and following it works against you. Number 2, and this one is serious. Never, ever drink hydrogen peroxide. And do not buy into the so-called food-grade 35% peroxide health cures floating around online. There is a dangerous pseudoscience trend that promotes drinking diluted high-concentration peroxide as some kind of internal detox or therapy. It is not a therapy. It is a way to seriously injure yourself. High-concentration peroxide is corrosive and can cause severe internal burns, dangerous gas bubbles in the bloodstream, and worse. People have been hospitalized. So to be completely clear, the 3% brown bottle is for cleaning surfaces and laundry, not for swallowing, and the high-concentration food-grade version has no business in a home health routine. Please do not let any video convince you otherwise. A few more safety rules so you use the good 15 safely. Never mix hydrogen peroxide with vinegar in the same container, because together they form peracetic acid, which is an irritant to your skin, eyes, and lungs. Use them as separate steps if at all. Keep peroxide out of reach of kids, like any cleaner. Always spot test before using it on any fabric, carpet, or colored surface, because lightening things is literally what it does. And rinse food contact surfaces and any produce well if you choose to use it there, and frankly, for produce, the baking soda soak we covered is the simpler choice. Let me speak to that medicine cabinet idea honestly, since it is in the title. Hydrogen peroxide really can replace a lot of what is under your sink and in your cabinet, but specifically on the cleaning and disinfecting side, the surface sprays, the bleach for whites, the grout cleaner, the mildew spray. Where it does not belong is in your actual first aid for wounds, where modern advice has moved on, or anywhere near your mouth or stomach. So think of it as a cleaning powerhouse that happened to live in the medicine cabinet, rather than a medical treatment. Used that way, that dollar bottle genuinely retires a handful of pricier specialized products. And the pattern is the same as always. A plain, cheap, multi-purpose bottle quietly does the work of several branded cleaners, and it has been sitting in our cabinets for generations. It never needed a marketing budget to disinfect a counter or brighten a load of whites. The expensive single-purpose sprays got the shelf space and the commercials, while the humble brown bottle did more than most of them for $1. The only thing that changed is that we learned which of its old uses to keep and which one, on wounds, to retire. Let me give you a couple of pro tips that make peroxide work better, because how you use it matters. First, contact time is everything. The same lesson as with vinegar on mold. Peroxide needs a few minutes sitting on a surface to do its job, so do not spray and immediately wipe. Spray it. Walk away for 5 minutes, then come back and wipe. Second, peroxide and baking soda are a genuinely powerful team for scrubbing jobs, because you get the gentle abrasion of the baking soda and the lifting, brightening action of the peroxide at once, which is why that combination shines on grout, dingy shoes, and stained surfaces. And third, because light breaks peroxide down, an old bottle that has been sitting open or in a clear container may simply be weak water by now. Here is a quick test. Pour a little into the sink and watch. If it fizzes on contact with the metal drain, it is still active. If it just sits there flat, it has lost its strength, and it is time for a fresh dollar bottle. Let me also be clear about where peroxide genuinely beats chlorine bleach, because this is the real case for keeping it around. Bleach is harsh. It gives off strong fumes. It can ruin colored fabric instantly, and it is dangerous to mix with other cleaners. Peroxide, the 3% kind, breaks down into water and oxygen, so it leaves no lasting chemical residue and no choking smell, which makes it a much friendlier choice for kitchen surfaces, the fridge, cutting boards, and brightening whites. It is gentler on you and your home while still disinfecting and whitening. That is why it earns a spot as a cleaning workhorse, even as we retire its old role in the first aid kit. It moved jobs from the medicine shelf to the cleaning shelf, and on the cleaning shelf it genuinely earns its keep. So here is the honest summary. Plain 3% hydrogen peroxide is a cheap, versatile cleaner and disinfectant, good for surfaces, cutting boards, laundry whitening, stain lifting, grout, surface mold, glass, sponges, and more. Easily 15 real jobs. Keep it in its dark bottle, spot test on anything colored, and never mix it with vinegar in the same container. But stop using it on cuts and wounds, because it damages healing tissue, and the advice has changed to soap and water. And never drink it or fall for the high-concentration food-grade health cure nonsense, because that can seriously harm you. Use it for cleaning, not for medicine. Now do this for me. Go check whether you even have a bottle of peroxide in the house, and tell me in the comments whether you have been using it on cuts, because almost everyone was taught to, and this might be the day you stop. Then tell me which of the 15 cleaning uses you are going to try. The grout one is the crowd favorite. Subscribe and stay with me, because next time I am showing you a $20 device that tells you what is actually floating in the air of your home, and how to read the results without scaring yourself half to death.